Hi, I'm Dr. Elmore, and welcome to ENC 3213. Let me just tell you a little bit about the course. The course objectives. By the end of 3213, students will produce documents in a variety of professional genres, produce documents that respond to the needs of multiple audiences, including international audiences, develop document designs that maximize effectiveness for purpose and audience, create effective multimedia presentations, conduct and incorporate primary and secondary research to support rhetorical aims, appropriately adapt tone, style, and content, write clearly and concisely, accomplish all of the above using contemporary tools and technology, and gain a better awareness of the uses and standards of writing in your discipline. Most of the class will be consisting of discussion boards and some mini lectures from the instructor, and a lot of your assignments will go into the assignment Dropbox. Let me tell you a couple of things about myself. You guys in the discussion forums will be introducing yourselves. It's important in a class like this to get to know each other a little bit because this is going to be a writing community. You guys are going to be sharing your writing with one another and with myself. So unlike, say, a big math or physics class where it doesn't really matter if you have a good rapport with everyone else, this class, writing is a sensitive thing, so let's get to know each other a little bit. I'll start with myself. Dr. Elmore, I got my PhD at Arizona State. I wrote my dissertation on one of my favorite writers. Her name is Penelope Lively. My other favorite writers are D.H. Lawrence and Lynn Truss. I have one of her books here. She's just a really, really hilarious writer who wrote Eat, Shoots, and Leaves. Believe it or not, it was a really good comedy book on punctuation. I should tell you a couple of other things. I've been at FIU for 5 years, going on 6. And yes, I am a dedicated Miami Heat fan. Congratulations to the champs. So those of you Floridians who also saw LeBron and Dwayne Wade lead the team to victory, I'm sure you're happy about that. A couple of questions for you as you start 3213. Which do you think is more important when you're producing documents, form or content? For example, if you are producing a resume, is it more important that the actual piece of paper is nice and crisp and it's laser printing and there's no coffee stains on it and that the typing looks nice and the fonts and the margins are all good? Or is it more important that the content on the page resonates, that the person has a great deal of experience, that the person has skills that are required for the position? Which do you think is more important, form or content? So take a minute and answer that in your own mind, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about that a little bit. What did you think about that question with form and content? I'll go ahead and tell you what most of the students say. A lot of them say it's both, and I think that's a good answer. Obviously, think about the two extremes. What if you had a person with a resume that was so cruddy, crumpled up, really poor quality paper, but this person had every single skill you could possibly imagine and more for the position. But then the other resume, let's say you only had 2 resumes, what if the other resume was absolutely beautiful? It's so shimmering and shiny and neatly polished and laid out and formatted that you just want to go and frame it and hang it on your wall. It makes you cry, it's so beautiful. But let's say that person has no experience and no skills. Which of those two extremes would you choose? Obviously neither. You want somebody who has the skills and can format. But I do want you to consider both of these aspects of writing this semester and producing documents. Form and content are both important, so think about that. But it does depend on the situation. A resume obviously needs both to be very, very, very perfect, but maybe a memo, maybe the content is more important than the form because people get memos all the time. So maybe one can outweigh the other slightly, but we'll go through that this semester. I wanted to start this class by saying that a lot of the material we're going to cover this semester is simply common sense. For example, one thing that I find students struggling with quite a bit is the whole public versus private persona issue. In a world where we are constantly on Facebook all the time, and we're social networking and we're emailing our friends, and privacy issues I know are a big deal right now with Facebook. We've got to be very, very careful about how we represent ourselves publicly and privately and professionally. And sometimes those boundaries, they do blur and you don't even think about it. Think about the high school teacher who posted online a complaint about her students and calling them lazy and worthless. What do you think happened to that high school teacher? She was fired. What do you think about somebody like the Olympic swimmer Phelps? He was caught in a photo, what was it, smoking a bong with some college students, and then they pulled some of his advertising. So his personal life affected his career. So be very careful, make good decisions. When you're going on Facebook, be careful what you post. Try to remember that potential employers could be looking at what you're doing. One of the things that I will say over and over and over this semester in 3213, you have to consider audience, audience, audience. I will be highlighting it. I will be putting it up in capital letters in my emails all semester long. You've got to think about your audience. And we'll talk about that more, but just keep it in mind. There is a lot of support for students who engage in writing on campus. One of those resources I should tell you about is the Center for Excellence in Writing. Now that's located on the first floor of the library on both campuses. So you can go through walk-ins there, but I recommend making an appointment. You can do that online or calling. And also they provide excellent tutoring. And it's not necessarily considered remedial. It's not just for writers who struggle with English. It's for anybody who wants help, wants a second set of eyes to proofread your papers. And don't consider it simply somebody who's going to go in there and edit their work for you. You guys are supposed to do your own editing and proofreading, but what they can do is to help you either A, look at the major global areas in your paper that need work, or B, they can also help you to recognize maybe patterns of errors and you can start correcting them. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this short video introduction to the course. I really look forward to working with you guys. I've been teaching writing for over 10 years and I always find the students and their thoughts and their ideas just fascinating. So I look forward to working with you guys and I hope you all have a good semester. If there's anything that I can do that will help me to accommodate you in this class to do a good job and to succeed, please let me know. Just keep in mind, it is a lot of work and it goes by quickly. So please keep up and let me know what I can do to make this class a success for you.